Man, today in New York City, we got some assassination Mission Impossible stuff going on. I don't know if anyone out there has not heard about this. If you haven't, you need to Google Brian Thompson, and be careful when you do that, because when I Googled Brian Thompson, I got this, but it also showed this guy who is an actor who's been kind of usually plays a villain of, big guys, and I thought maybe it was him, but it's not him. Okay. It doesn't even have anything to do with him. It's the former, well, now he's the former, he was up until he was shot, CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson. Let's take a look at this, because this is some scary stuff, man. This is the surveillance video. So there he is in the blue. And then this guy just walks up behind him, shoots him, gun jams, shoots him again, clears it, gun jams. He's got a shitty gun, but it's got a silencer on it. So maybe the silencer is causing it problems. But definitely someone who knew what they were doing as far as a gun is concerned. He just so casually just steps up. I mean, there was somebody standing here. There was somebody in this car, and he didn't even bother them. You know damn well this dude was assassinated. He was killed for a reason. This was not a random thing. Now, he was the CEO of a large healthcare company that had all of their clients hacked back in June, and a lot of their clients' personal information was released on the web. But I don't see that as a reason to kill somebody. However, you are the CEO of a major healthcare company, and you've probably denied quite a few people healthcare that they needed, or at least their family needed, for them to be able to survive. I'm sure that many of those cases happened, and this could be a retaliation for something like that. They didn't say anything about this guy up until they started investigating this. But now, if you look, you find out that he was actually being investigated by the Fed for securities fraud, basically. So take a look. United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was facing Department of Justice probe for insider trading. So him and several junior executives were under investigation by the Department of Justice, and he was going to be subpoenaed for this investigation, and also for the investigation into the hacking of their system, which allowed a lot of their clients' information to be released. But you find out, I mean, at first it's like, oh my God, that poor man. And then you find out that he wasn't clean. He was a criminal, just like every other CEO. I don't know. You find me one CEO that hasn't done something criminally wrong or something reprehensible to get to where they are. I'd really like to meet that CEO. Even Elon Musk, as much as I like Elon Musk, I'm sure that there's quite a few people he stepped on his way to the top. This is just the nature of the business. But you do find out that he wasn't clean. Now, they say it's a professional hit, and it really does look like a professional hit. But you got this guy here just kind of walking around with his, I mean, it's hard to see, but I guess you could sort of get an impression of what his face looks like. But he allowed himself to be seen on camera. And then as he was running, this is the timeline. 6:44 a.m., you see the victim walking alone towards the New York Hilton. They had a big conference there for United Healthcare today, and he was on his way to that. And then number two, the shooter was lying in wait. They say he stood there for about 10 minutes. And then as soon as he saw the Brian Thompson, he walked out, shot him, and then runs to an alleyway between 54th Street and 55th Street. Once at West 55th Street, the shooter continues to walk on 6th Avenue, where he gets, I can't get rid of that thing, but okay, an electric city bike, which those things do have GPS. So they are able to track where that bike went. 5, shooter rides north on 6th Avenue towards Central Park. 6:48, the shooter rides the bike onto Center Drive. And from that point, I think they lose him, which doesn't make sense because New York is full of cameras, but maybe he went into the park and shed off all his clothes. There's also one other thing that I saw that's actually pretty scary. Where is it? This here. Take a look at this mask. This is some scary stuff right here. I mean, right there, you can kind of tell, but once he puts the hoodie up and darkens everything, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that was somebody different. Look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. So that's kind of scary there. But this is him. He went to Starbucks, which I guess that's what you do. You go get your morning cup of coffee before you assassinate somebody. You know, you gotta have that coffee. He got photographed at Starbucks. So these are the photos. And then, of course, you saw the video of him shooting the guy. I'm sure that more video and photos will surface because New York City is full of cameras. They have to have seen, you know, they can look at every single person that left Central Park. Unless the guy's still in Central Park. I mean, that could be a possibility too. And I know there's probably tunnels from Central Park that go down into the sewers or down into the subway system. So, you know, if this guy was a professional, then he had an exit. He had to have an exit because professionals, they don't want to get caught. They can't be professionals if they get caught. They can't keep making money if they get caught. So he probably had some kind of getaway plan. But it is New York City. And I want to see more and more about what comes out over the next few days about this guy, Brian Thompson. Like I said, I hadn't heard anything about him before today. But he definitely wasn't. They were looking at him. They were looking. The federal government was looking at him in a securities fraud probe. Insider trading, the same stuff that Martha Stewart went to jail for. So maybe it has something to do with that, or it could have had something to do with him denying somebody's coverage. And I don't know, who knows? Maybe it ties into the Hunter Biden pardoning. Who knows? Who knows? Some weird shit is going on right now. You got Biden pardoning his son after he promised he wasn't going to do it. You got South Korea declaring martial law. You got this guy being assassinated in the street in New York City, in public. So I wonder if they've interviewed this person here. I'm sure they have. I'm sure they've found that person. That person, I'd be pissing my pants because who knows? You wouldn't know at that point. The guy's just standing. You can say the guy's just standing there. Look, he's just standing there, or she, or he, or whatever it is, just standing there. Looks like they're drinking a coffee or something. Yeah, they're drinking a coffee, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's a guy look like a girl." You don't know. You don't know that they're just there for that one person. They could be there for you too. God, man, that's scary. That is so scary. We will follow this story, and we will try to see if anything else comes available, any more information becomes available. I'm wondering if they're going to catch this guy. I'm wondering if he was such a professional that he had some type of mask on, maybe some type of makeup. The face does kind of look a little squirrely. If you look here, the nose looks a little too big, or so. I don't know. It looks a little strange. So who knows? He could be wearing makeup. We'll just wait and see. But this is some crazy stuff going on, folks. Be careful out there. Always be mindful of your surroundings. Always look for an exit wherever you go. Always find an exit, because you just never know. In this day and age, you never know who's going to show up. They might not be there for you. They might just be there because they want to kill people. But you got to get out. You got to get away. Don't be a hero. Don't try to knock the guy down. Just grab your family and get the hell out of there. All right. But that's all I got for today, for this video anyway. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.